this is Mark Lerner. It is now March 7th, 2019, and welcome to the School of Planetary Studies, 36 classes, lesson notes, and charts in digital format, which started back 34 years ago with a group of students around the United States, where I created 36 cassette tapes, recordings on cassette tapes, if you can believe that, which then eventually became CDs and now is an online series of classes. So over those 3+ decades, through the progress of science and software and high technology, there's a whole new format for all of you students in astrology. The reason I'm creating this little audio is so you hear my voice. I strongly recommend that you begin at the beginning, and to me the beginning that you want to start with is reading some of the notes which are introductory for Zodiac Class 1. And in that section you will see the recommended reading list, which is important. There's also the astrology class chart, the first moment of starting to do this for all those students back 34 years ago. And you can wait on looking at that later on when you learn more about astrology. But if you're into astrology already, take a close look at that because I have the exact time when all of this began, and that many of those planets zodiacally and by houses may relate very strongly to planets and houses in your own birth chart. So you'll also see in these notes that I give the recommended reading list for beginner books and also more advanced books. And I strongly recommend eventually obtaining an ephemeris, which has all of the planetary positions, including usually asteroids and Chiron, and what are called the Dragon's Head and Dragon's Tail, or lunar north and south nodes, as well as an atlas. Now, these are not absolutely required for the courses in any way, and the recommended reading list is only to really widen your understanding of astrology. But the reason I did this, which started about 13 years after I became involved in astrology in 1972 and 1973, we were already having the newspaper turned magazine, Welcome to Planet Earth, which eventually went to thousands of people through subscriptions around the world through the 1980s and 1990s. And I made a decision at a certain point. I'd really like to put together my version of classes of what I thought students on 3 different levels would really appreciate understanding and knowing about. But in particular, and this is really important, where I would give credit to all of the incredible writers and astrologers and philosophers who had turned me on and opened the door for me to learn all of this. So without further ado, welcome to these classes in the new format, which is digital, and there are all the different lesson books that complement the audio files. So in each case, you're going to be listening to a class. You're going to be absorbing that. You can listen as many times as you want. There's no homework to turn in. You read the notes as much as you want. You look at the charts and you move on to the next one. Of course, I'm always available if you have any general questions, and if you want to order anything from the new Great Bear website, that is terrific. And I just encourage all of you to study astrology as much as you can. Certainly go through that reading list and obtain any other extra books from some of these fantastic people. Okay, many blessings to all of you, and I'll look forward to hearing from you in the future.